Black Moon Lilith in Gemini, and personality traits. Do you constantly feel misunderstood, as if your words are twisted the moment they leave your mouth? Have you been accused of being two-faced, fake, or scattered, simply because you changed your mind? If you have Black Moon Lilith in Gemini, your soul carries a wound surrounding your voice and your intellect. You have likely been shamed for your curiosity. You may have been told you ask too many questions, or that your way of thinking is too chaotic for others to handle. But what if your instability is actually genius in disguise? What if your duality is your greatest weapon? The core wound, the silenced mind. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication and the mind. It represents the twins, duality, and the exchange of information. When Lilith sits here, she casts a shadow over your ability to speak your truth. Early in life, you likely experienced a moment where you were silenced. Perhaps you were mocked for not knowing something, making you feel stupid. Or conversely, perhaps you were shamed for being too smart, too talkative, or for knowing things you weren't supposed to know. The core wound here is the fear of being perceived as a fraud. You might feel a deep sense of imposter syndrome, constantly worrying that people will discover you don't know what you are doing. Because of this rejection, you learn to hide your true thoughts. You learn to say what people wanted to hear rather than what you actually meant. The shadow, the trickster, and the chameleon. When this energy is repressed, it creates a shadow that manifests as mental chaos or manipulation. You might become the chameleon. You adapt your personality so aggressively to fit in with whoever you are talking to that you lose your own identity. You become a mirror for everyone else, leaving you feeling empty and hollow when you are alone. Alternatively, the shadow manifests as the trickster. If you feel you aren't allowed to speak directly, you might resort to gossip, little white lies, or passive-aggressive communication to regain a sense of power. You might use your words to confuse or hurt others as a defense mechanism. Internally, this placement can lead to a frantic, nervous energy, a mind that never shuts off, leading to anxiety or an inability to focus on one path. The reclamation, the truth teller. The healed version of Lilith in Gemini is the truth teller. To reclaim this power, you must stop apologizing for your complexity. You are not two-faced, you are multifaceted. You are not scattered, you are versatile. Your superpower is the ability to see the dark side of the narrative. While others accept things at face value, you see the subtext. You have a witch's tongue. Your words have the power to heal or destroy, so you must use them consciously. A healed Lilith in Gemini is unafraid to speak the unpopular truth. You are the one who says what everyone else is thinking, but is too afraid to whisper. You are here to disrupt stagnant ideas and challenge the status quo through writing, speaking, or teaching. Practical integration. How do you integrate this frantic intellectual energy? First, own your contradictions. Give yourself permission to change your mind. You do not owe anyone consistency. Growth requires change. Second, the burn book method. If you have toxic thoughts or gossip you want to spew, write them down physically. Then burn or destroy the paper. Get the poison out of your system without harming your relationships. Third, study the taboo. Your mind craves the forbidden. Instead of suppressing your dark curiosity, channel it into studying psychology, true crime, or occult topics. Feed your mind the depth it craves. Lilith in Gemini, your voice was never the problem. The problem was a world that wasn't ready to listen. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What is one truth you have been afraid to speak out loud?